glasses, please. Anybody have a toast? Anyone?
They got us Roddy.
Once again, to the kindest. I don't know about that. But the gentlest.
Gentlest.
What else? What else? What are the words we use?
Violent. Hennessy.
Violent. I heard violent. What else? The old guy's talking. What?
I
violently disagree. That's coming later. Who else?
Vehemently.
Vehemently. Yeah. Okay. What else? What? Come on. Descriptive. Adjectives. It's like playing Mad Lib. How would you describe?
Overly analytical.
Overly analytical. Anyone? Come on. This side of the room. Mentor. Oh, that's gentle. Honoring mentor. Okay. Tommy Spreadsheet Hennessy. How about anal?
We don't know that well.
You can share an office with. There are children in the room. How about to the middle? Instead of anal, we'll go tenacious. Analytical. To the best damn guy in the room. To Tom Hennessy. All right.
Can I go?
Now it's time. Let's have some fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be there. Now you know you got to start with a little shtick in these things because earlier, even there was like some crazy guy that got a little teared up. I was really surprised he teared up.
Yeah. Good, Tom.
You know, Colonel. Yeah, it was just me in the room. Got me a little.
Hey, you're a captain. He didn't throw you out.
I know.
Oh! This one time in Colonel Hill's meeting. All right, so in the grand scheme of David Letterman, we're going to do a top 10. Everybody ready for a top 10? So just like the presidential possibly elect, who knows, going after Newt Gingrich, Rick Perry did his top 10, we're going to have Chief Master Sergeant retired Tom Hennessy do his top 10. And this is the top 10 signs you are witnessing the passion of the chief. Now, has he ever yelled? Come on. Oh, wait a minute. Really? Wow, the girls say he's yelled a lot. Because, has he ever yelled? No,
That's
never.
the problem.
Never. He's never yelled. However, he's got extremely passionate. To the point of sometimes people are like, holy crap. So, number 10 of the top 10 signs you're witnessing the passion of the chief. And I will say, this was done by the analytical assessment of the anal retentive law firm, tenacious law firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Number 10 of the top 10 signs that you have seen the passion of the chief. Chief.
This is embarrassing.
Can I get a little Letterman happiness? When it hits the mirror, when it hits the glass, I get a little break. All right. Number 9 of the top 10 signs you've seen the passion of the chief.
It's completely unacceptable.
And the girls make me shake him up.
What a daughter's that? I know they heard that once. Now, I'm sure in maintenance you've heard this many times before because we do have some issues. You never know when things are going to go wrong and when they're going to go right. Did a lot of good things right. However, you never know when. But Glory, I'm sure, has seen this also. I'm sure Glory has actually looked at him and said this same thing to Tom. But here we go.
So when are we going to get this fixed?
How long did it take the basement to get done? No! That was a good one. There we are. All right, who's got the glass? Ready? 1, 2, 3. God, come on, you get it better now. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. This is about a space joke. This is just a little bit space. We deal with a lot of space.
We don't communicate in the vacuum.
Oh. I've heard this many times.
So how are we going to ensure this doesn't happen again?
Now, this takes a little bit because a lot of times in other bases around the C-17 community, there's many things that they have, but the problems with repeats and recur where they can't fix it and they keep screwing it up. However, we do things very well. However, there's a lot of times that a lot of people will like turn it off and they turn it back on because the C-17 is like a big Microsoft computer. They even call it, we're gonna go black, and it comes back up and it's fixed. So a lot of times Chief Hennessy will look at people in the morning and go,
Now that's a fancy way to C&D a job.
could not duplicate. Oh, we call this one the Alex Young.
I'm thinking like a...
Stop thinking like a textbook.
I will second that one.
Step back to Mr. Young, please. He'd like to keep that one.
I can't believe I said all
Oh! Now,
It gets better.
Jamie, please, join me. Jamie, can you join me? Jamie, listen. CMSgt, listen. Everyone, CMSgt, I will let Jamie hand you this card, but I'll give it a little bit of a description because there was a time when Sergeant Elizabeth actually watched this happen in front of us, and we looked at each other and said, really? Did he actually say this? And he still, to this day, denies that it ever happened.
Wow.
Sorry, I need a drum roll on this one, even though it's free.
I know what it is.
No.
Let me just say, not every clan produces a diamond.
That's embarrassing.
Wait, what number was that? However, this is one of the classics before the last, because this is the classic that goes down in history of, oh my God, can you believe he said that? Now, we work on airplanes, right? Do we work? Do we or do we not repair the best airplane in the Air Force?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Hold on, they were
Didn't sound genuine.
However, did you ever want to hear the guy that's making sure all the maintenance goes right? You know it's the chief and he's passionate. When the chief looks at the guys that are repairing it and he says,
Would you put your family on that jet?
now, I have not been drinking much. So I can tell this full story because there's quite a few people in the room and it was elaborated on earlier, but I must take a drink to start. So, elaborated on earlier. This started during our inspection, and I will tell you, the passion of the chief came out. Because during the passion of the chief, and I didn't even need a card for this one. So the passion of the chief came out because he was so upset, he was adamant, and I'll tell you, he was passionate. 3 weeks before the inspection, and Gloria remembers this, it was on a Saturday. Yeah. He looked around the room and said, to all of us, we are so good, we are going to get an outstanding. And did we or did we not get an outstanding, gentlemen? Outstanding. Freaking huge. But during the inspection, there was one write-up that was absolutely wrong, and he got not only next to, he stood up, pulled the chair back, had a pencil in his hand, and he got in the chest of the other chief. Here, demonstrate, please. Say it, come on. All right, I'll say it. Everybody say it with me. I violently disagree. first gift goes, look, the top 10!